extra trip in. It's fun. All right, everybody, welcome to Get Your Drag It On, Tell It to the Mic edition. This is the part where you're supposed to cheer. There you go. Small but mighty. So, my name is Richard Rockhard, and this is my fabulous co-host,
Jessica. Oh my god, my mic's not on. Oh.
Mel.
That's my spot.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're welcome, join us.
All right, now we're good. Yes.
We got this.
Alrighty, so thank you guys for coming out tonight. I've been doing Tell It to the Mic for a few months now, and so Tell It to the Mic is a poetry series. So far, I've been doing bi-monthly poetry shows at All Shaky Goats. Our next show will be in January. So if you like what you see tonight, go on and like the community page, Tell It to the Mic, and I post all of the events on there. So I'm really excited about tonight because I've been coming to Get Your Drag On for a while, and I've been wanting to collaborate for a long time. So this is really awesome, and I'm really happy to be here and be doing this tonight.
I love that you did, boo boo. I'm so glad. Well, because as well as that, I mean, like, I've seen your show on Facebook so many times, and I've always wanted to become a part of it, but, you know, now we just smashed it all together. It's fine. So, my name is Richard Rockhard, and I am the host of Get Your Drag On. It's an open drag stage, basically, on Monday nights. You know, we get turns, we get lit, it's all fun and games, so you guys should definitely come down. But, yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing here this evening, and a mixture of the two. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. It's fun. You guys will get a little bit more lively when you get a few drinks into you. It's cool. I understand.
Also, the people in the back, you guys should, come on out and actually watch the first event.
Be a part of the audience.
It looks empty out here without
We
you.
miss you. All right, so you think we're ready to start this off? Let's do it. Okay, so our first performer, Richard's going to get the bio out here. But we have a special guest that is going to be doing a spoken word piece, but also going to be introducing. I have to put down my beer.
Yeah.
It's disappointing. It's fine. I can multitask. All right, so tonight representing the hashtag SOSNS campaign for change is Holden Bluntz, but better known as Layla Kelly, a local musician and music business student at NSCC. The hashtag SOSNS campaign for change is a rapidly growing movement to improve the increasingly failing mental health care system of Nova Scotia. With petitions sitting at around 1,500 signatures, Holden is here tonight to give you more insight on what SOSNS is all about.
So I don't know about you guys, but I feel like our mental health system really needs to change. So I am really excited about the first performer. So can we all give a round of applause for Layla? Oh my god. I am on a roll. I am so sorry. Don't come near me if you have beer.
I don't know if you ever noticed, but this is alcohol-free night apparently. They will forcefully push your beer to the floor. Cool. Thanks everyone for having me out tonight. As they said, right now I am known as Holden Bluntz, but from day to day I'm known as Layla Kelly or Wind, whichever you prefer. I'm the founder of the SOSNS campaign for change. This is a lot better. And so today I'm just going to give you a little bit of a rundown of what that actually is and what we're doing. And so it started about a month ago. A friend of mine was suffering is still suffering from suicidal ideation, which is a fancy word for suicidal thoughts. And it's not the first time that I've watched go through this, and they sought out help from all of the available resources, like the mobile crisis line, the emergency centers, the doctors, everything, right? And they just kept getting the same answers over and over and over again. And those answers were, sorry, this is an emergency crisis line. Do you have a real emergency? Or come back tomorrow. Or, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do for you. And so, through frustration and through anger, I made a Facebook post, which is generally out of my character to do on a topic like this. But I did it, and it was incredible that the responses I was getting within minutes was just people saying, yeah, me too, I understand. This is the same problem that I'm going through. Or, I know that friend is going through. And so then, through talking to people on that post, I was like, you know what, something needs to be done about this. Let's get some attention, let's get some awareness going on. And so I think most of you are probably familiar with the Me Too campaign that just kind of exploded over the media. So that campaign was a hashtag MeToo, and it brought light to sexual harassment and sexual assault against women. And so we started a hashtag called hashtag SOSNS. And so that's kind of where this all started. And within 72 hours, we had over 500 signatures on this petition. It was crazy how quickly this was taking off. And it became very apparent very quickly that this was something that was not just a personal issue, but a provincial issue, and even more so a national and international issue. But right now we're focusing on Nova Scotia because that's where we're from and that's what we have the control over. And so anyway, I thought this was cool. I got invited to come here tonight, share this with you. I want to get all minorities who don't have the understanding, who don't know the vote, who unfortunately are often more susceptible to being victims of mental health issues. And so I thought that I would take advantage of this kind of creative stage and tell my story in a bit of an alternative way. It hurts, but I cannot show you where. It's hard, but I can't tell you why. I try, but it's never good enough. So I suffered with a smile on my face for everyone else. And it's those days that people ask me, what's wrong? And when I say, I don't know, they don't believe me. They think I'm making it up. But when I say, I want to kill myself, they don't say anything at all. I don't know what's worse. So, sometimes I'm afraid. Sometimes I'm afraid of the outside world. Sometimes I'm afraid of myself. Sometimes I don't know what to do. And so I do what they tell me I should do. I go get help. Because apparently there's places that people understand, and they're going to help me, and they have all the answers. So I go there, and I wait, and I wait, and I sit, and I wait, and I wait, and I wait some more. And you know what? Everybody in the room gets help, and I'm still waiting. And then eventually, I get put into another room, and a nurse says, a doctor will be coming to see you soon. So I wait. And then finally, a doctor comes to see me. And they ask me 2 questions. They say, why are you here today? And I tell them, I'm here because I'm suffering from suicidal ideation, and I didn't know what else to do. And I said, well, what's wrong? I say, I don't know. And I look over at the doctor, and he's writing something down on a piece of paper. And he goes, here. It's a prescription for Ativan. Yeah, that should help you with your suicidal ideation. Okay. So I take it, I get my prescription, I go home, and I take a pill. One didn't really do much. So I took another. And you know what? Sure enough, I said, fuck it. And I took the whole bottle. Because why not? So I woke up in the hospital, and the same doctor was there. And he asked me 2 questions. Why did you take the whole bottle of Ativan? And I said to him, well, because if 2 or 3 kind of made something better, I figured a whole bottle would do the trick. And he said, well, are you going to do it again? And I said, I don't know. Without a psych consult or any kind of follow-up, they sent me on my way. This is a real story, this is a true story, and this is the reality of how Nova Scotia is dealing with people with suicidal ideation. This is how Nova Scotia is dealing with people who are actually trying to commit suicide. It's not being met with compassion or understanding. It's met with a piece of paper and drugs or, no, sorry, we can't help you. And that's exactly the frustration that came to creating this incredibly awesome campaign that I'm asking all of you to be a part of. So what we do, hold on a second, sorry, I only have one hand. So what we're trying to do is we're creating safe spaces. Spaces like this, right? We're holding open mics to give the public a chance to stand up here and tell their story to everybody else. And you know how hard that is? Hard. Fucking hard. It is. But you know what? It's healing too. Because not only are you telling it to a bunch of people, like doctors who just try to prescribe you things and tell you to go away, but you're telling it to a group of people who are here for the same reason. And they understand. And you know how healing that is to like just say something and be met with compassion? Holding space. Holding space is a hell of a lot more therapeutic than Ativan. And so just last year, I dug into my research. This campaign kind of fell into my lap really quickly. Like I said, within 72 hours, we had like over 500 signatures. Now we're sitting at about 1,500 signatures. And it's just growing every single day. And it needs to grow more. It's being taken to legislation by MLA, John Moore. And it's insane. It's incredible. We're holding a show. Hannah McMillan, if you're familiar with her, she's a really talented vocal musician. And she's teaming up with me. We're going to be putting on a fundraiser at Gus's Pub next, or in February, and I'm going to be holding an open mic across Nova Scotia. The Halifax one will be in January. I hope you come out. But I did my research, and just last year, CBC put out an article, and the statistics showed that suicide rates, suicide attempts, and suicides are at like 74% in Nova Scotia. That's 74% of Nova Scotia that's trying to commit suicide. Why hasn't anyone done anything about this yet? Why hasn't someone said, hey, this is a problem, we should probably address it? Now, I'm not saying that nothing is being done. This isn't all about negative. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's about the positive. Where the main part of our campaign is about creating and coming up with creative solutions to the issues that are arising within our health sector. But the government in October of 2017, so this year, allocated $8.6 million to the mental health sector of Nova Scotia. That's great. That's awesome. 8.6. Half that is going to youth. Like things like psychologists in schools and kids help them, things like that. It's really, really great. And so when I found this, I had a little moment with myself, like, okay, if they're trying and there's money going towards, what I want money to go towards, do I still need to do this? Yeah, absolutely I do. Because that's just the beginning. In that same article, this is a quote. It's certainly still a work in progress to get people aware of what's going on and what people are struggling with. If we don't stand together and tell people the reality of what we're actually going through, if we don't stand together and tell people, hey, I'm calling the suicide prevention line, and they're telling me to call back tomorrow. Hey, I'm calling the suicide prevention line, and I'm on hold for 15 minutes, right? I'm going to the emergency centers, and they're giving me 3 doses of a drug, telling me that I'm going to be okay. No, we gotta figure something out, and that's not working. And so pretty much, look, there's so many things to say, and I only have a few minutes, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Pretty much, our petition in a hard copy is just behind there, this wall here. I encourage you all to sign it. I encourage you all to share and like our Facebook page and our online petition. Tell your friends about it. Get involved. We're going to be doing groups. Again, that's just creating safe space for people to come and share their stories. You don't have to share your stories. You can just be there and know that people understand whatever you need. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to come up with creative solutions, and we want to hear what you have to say. So please come out. Like our page. You'll get the updates for when they're and there's just so many things to say, so I'm going to wrap it up there. Again, my name's Layla Kelly. Thanks so much for having me tonight, and enjoy the rest of the acts tonight. Thank you.